Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Welcome back. This is Brother Steve coming back with another video. Okay, brothers and sisters, I hope everybody's doing good today. Praying for y'all, sending out the spirit of peace and rest for every single one of you. Excuse me. And brothers and sisters, I kind of just want to come with a quick video. It won't be too long. More so of a video of what I call a video of watchfulness. Okay, a video of watchfulness. Okay, you gotta forgive me. I'm just jotting down some notes here. Usually, I'm always brainstorming, writing things down. So I always keep a pen in my hand and keep a notebook to jot things. But outside of that, brothers and sisters, to those that are new to the channel, please hit the like button, share this video if it will positively and spiritually impact another brother or sister, somebody new to the faith, somebody learning. It's all for the glory of the Most High God. Ahaya, Bashem Yeshaya, Wawawat, Kadesh. So, brothers and sisters, I want to talk about something, okay? I mentioned watchfulness. Watchfulness, right? Christ said, be wise as serpents, innocent and harmless as dove. That means watchfulness, watch, be alert, right? I got a story for y'all. I'm going to title this video, Eyes of Evil. Eyes of Evil. I almost got them. Eyes of Evil. I almost got him. Now, some of you may be able to decipher the title or perhaps anticipate the subject matter. Some perhaps not. It's okay, it doesn't matter. Brothers and sisters, in one of my previous videos, I was telling you guys about the sequence of events that led up to me changing my life around for the Most High in Christ. Although early there were a multitude of circumstances that went down. Okay, just like some of y'all, there were a lot of circumstances and situations, a lot of this and that. Y'all had to go through a bunch of mess just to get where you at, right? Like I say, we're gonna chop it up and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Eyes of Evil. I almost got them. So I'm driving today and I'm thinking, I'm like, there's some brothers that need to hear this right now, and sisters, all believers. Even now, let's keep it real, folks. Just because you're born again, saved, following the Most High, following Christ, don't mean that you can't time to time fall into temptation. That because of the goodness of Christ and the righteousness of Christ that you're rocking with now, don't mean that sometimes your discernment can fail. For you brothers and sisters that are still in the world, still trying to navigate through the cloud, the fogginess, listen to this. Check this out. Peep game, right? Brothers and sisters. Now I'm here in Detroit, right? Y'all know this now. I want to tell y'all about a story about an event that happened some years back. You know what I'm saying? Eyes of Evil, right? Check this out. Here in Detroit, they do what they call cabarets, right? I don't know if some of y'all out of state what y'all call them, but here in Detroit we have what they call cabarets, right? A cabaret basically it's like a big old party. You have producers, people send out flyers. Essentially, it's one big old party, right? So people meet to go to this place to have a party. It could be formal, it could be informal, and it's always BYOB. Bring your own beer or bring your own liquor. and anything else, people used to bring. People smoke and all that other stuff, smoke marijuana, weed, and all that. Um, so, brothers and sisters, I used to do that quite a bit. I used to go out quite a bit. I mean, man, hey, listen, if I got a call from one of my homies, and they're like, "Yo, hey, Big Steve, you trying to hit that up?" I'm like, I was always game, always willing to get down, this and that. So we used to rock. We used to go to them things, right? Uh, Brothers and sisters, I went to a cabaret one day, and once again, a cabaret is like a club, but it's not. It could be in the hood, and on the east side of Detroit, west side of Detroit, we're known for throwing cabarets. I mean, you could have 1,000 people, 2,000, 3,000, just all depends. You know what I'm saying? That's the big thing they used to do here in Detroit. I mean, I don't know if they're doing it like that no more. I've been so far removed and detached from that, I couldn't tell you. But I would only assume that time to time, cabaret they still do those things, right? So, brothers and sisters, do y'all remember when? Do y'all remember that story down in Florida where there was this club? I don't know. It was y'all can Google it, but there was a story where there was a club, and the club caught on fire. It made national news. It was national news, attention all over the place. And this happened in Florida, right? Could have been Orlando. Uh, I don't really remember, but anyway, when the media aired this story, it stated in the report that a lot of people died. Basically, this club was one way in, one way out. It was a club where when you went in there, you had to go. Y'all ever been in those clubs where you walk in the building and then you have to go down at least one flight of steps? That's what this club was like down in Florida, right? So to make a long story short, the club caught fire, right? And everybody that was down in this club, they basically was running towards the entrance. Now, mind you, according to the news report, the entrance was extremely narrow. They probably had about six to 800 people in this one place. So the whole place is on fire. Everybody running up the steps. They trying to get out, right? And mind you, people running for their lives because everything is inflamed. Well, to make a long story short, when you have an event like that, most people, they running and they trying to bust through. They not caring who get hurt, who get ran over, who get trampled on. Guess what? They running, right? So a lot of people died because they were all trying to get up them steps back out to that entrance. Like I said, one way in down a flight of steps, one way up, one way out, up a flight of steps, right? A lot of people died. Y'all Google it. Y'all see what I'm talking about. So check this out. I went to this cabaret one night on the west side of Detroit. It was a big group of us, right? Some guys, went to school with, some guys from the hood. We all, what I'm saying, we probably like 20, 30 deep. 20, 30 deep, right? And mind you, one of the guys that was there was from that area. In fact, most of the guys that I was with that night were from the west side of Detroit. I grew up on the east side. So here in Detroit, you got, they say, hey, this guy from the east side, that guy from the west side, guys from the southwest side. So, I mean, just like every major urban city, everybody's grouped into what side of town they're from, what side of the city. Or he from the east side, or he from the west side, whatever, right? So I'm at this cabaret, right? When I get up there with the guys that I was with, from the outside of the building, I'm thinking back, from the outside of the building, it looked old, right? Now, from the outside of the building, it looked real, real old. But check this out, brothers and sisters. I remember when I got up in there, it was immaculate. It was beautiful. I'm talking about the layout, the dance floor, the this and the that. It was just beautiful, beautiful walls, beautiful artistry. I mean, it looked like something from. It looked like some real rich stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, brothers and sisters, I remember walking up in the building, right? And when I looked, I'm thinking I was going to be walking to one big old room where they was going to be having a cabaret and a party. Well, no, it wasn't like that. Brothers and sisters, when I went in the building, we had to go down one flight of steps. Now, me being me, at that time, I'm thinking all types of thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of stuff jump off. And I've never, it's just like basements. Some houses got basements. You know, I've always had this thing about entrances where you can only go in one way and you only come out one way. I've always been, coming from where I come from, and I'm sure coming from where y'all come from, we've always had that thing about how the layout. And it always kind of bothered me with places where they had one entrance, one exit. So I get down there, right? I walk down that flight of steps. And I'm looking, and I mean, like I said, the place is beautiful. I remember it being very, very beautiful. I mean, just, it's just like nice. Like, I'm like, it's almost like, how can the hood on the west side of Detroit have this? I mean, it was like it was just a beautiful place. I mean, I'm talking about the tapestry, the walls, the art. I mean, this place looked like it should have cost you a whole lot of money to get in if there was like a show or something being held there or some type of venue. You understand? That's how nice this place was in the hood. You understand? So check this out, brothers and sisters. The group of guys that I went with, I told you it was like, 20, 30 of us, right? Now, mind you, brothers and sisters, the people who were throwing the cabarets was a family. Everybody that had put this thing together was family, right? Everybody knew each other. I'm talking about the guys who I was with, they knew everybody. So you talking about in this one place, there had to have been about, at that night, about 500-600 people down there. Now that's a lot of people. And we was having a good time, right? Well, brothers and sisters, it didn't last long. Eyes of evil. Check this out. About 3 or 4 hours into this cabaret / party, a fight broke out. And I mean, apparently the fight had been going on. I just didn't notice it because people was basically like shoulder to shoulder. You understand? People was just literally shoulder to shoulder, right? I turned, and when I turned over my shoulder and looked to see what was going on, I seen somebody getting busted in the head with a bottle. I seen another guy getting busted in the head. I seen a lady getting busted in the head. I seen some other guys in the back fighting, getting busted in the head. I'm talking about people had bottles. I seen people throwing blows, fists. I mean, people getting knocked out. Now, mind you, brothers and sisters, there's 500 to 600 people in this, to me, small space. And in terms of the number of people that were there in this hall, it probably had reached over capacity. You understand what I'm saying in terms of the allotted number, right? Brothers and sisters, when that was going down and people were running, it was the first time in my life that I had ever seen something like that. And my mind was initially when I came up in there, when I went up in that place, I'm thinking to myself, man, this is like a basement. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, we in the hood. We on the west side of Detroit. We in the hood. And we got to go down these steps. This is like a basement. One way in, one way out, right? So I'm looking at all this go down. I mean, brothers and sisters, there's so many people getting knocked out and hit. I don't know how I wasn't, or anybody else that I was with was not involved in that. So I just like, mind you, I'm kind of tipsy. Had quite a few drinks, you know, and I'm just looking at all this stuff go down. Brothers and sisters, there was a guy there that came with us. And I remember looking over at this one particular guy. And as people were getting knocked out, laid out, bust over head with bottles, fists, chairs, tables. I'm talking about men and women, bucking, fighting. Brothers and sisters, mind you, this was family. These people were family. Uncles, aunts, cousins, sisters, brothers, friends, family. When I looked over at this one guy, with all this commotion going on, I happened to look over and I see one of the guys that came with us, right? And he was over there holding his drink, laughing. This guy was laughing the whole time. And my attention shifted over to him. And I never forgot that. And I looked at him. I looked at this guy. I remember looking at his eyes. I remember literally people had their teeth busted out. It was people getting literally knocked out, getting pulled off the floor. And here he is over here, laughing, sipping on his drink, having a good time. Brothers and sisters, all I could see was evil. All I could see was eyes of evil. One of my boys was like, "Steve, let's go. Steve, let's go." He grabbed me. Now, like I said, I'm a big guy. I'm playing college football. I'm a big guy. But he grabbed me. He said, "Steve, let's go." At least he was trying to. He was just like, "Come on." He said, "Steve, there's an exit over there." I'm like, where? We got to go out that way. We got to go out that way. We got to go out the same way. We got to get through all that to go out there. He was like, "No, Steve, it's an exit. It's an exit right over here." Brothers and sisters, it's not a coincidence. This exit was there. Because mind you, I went up in this place thinking one way in, one way out. I thought literally with all that stuff that was going down, I was going to have to, me and the other guys, we was going to have to fight our way out. Literally. Because brothers and sisters, in my past, I've been in situations where I literally had to fight my way out. I'm talking about, I was in clubs where literally I was picking up chairs and tables and fight my way out. I've been involved in stuff like that. And brothers and sisters, I'm not glorifying that. No, don't get it twisted. What I'm saying is, this was family. These people were family. And when I looked over to this guy, when I looked at this guy's eyes, his eyes were evil. And he sat there with his drink, sipping on it, laughing. When me and some of my boys, we went up, when we got out, we went up the exit, we got out. The exit took us to the back of the parking lot, right? I remember another one of my boys saying, "This is family." He was crying. Now we grown men. Family. Family. Domestic violence at its worst. Domestic violence at the umpteenth degree. Violence with family. Now, mind you, we in the hood, right? We're in the back parking lot. Everybody trying to, we look, look, y'all already know what's about to happen next. I'm sure you guys know what I'm about to say next. Because usually when stuff like that go down in the hood, you know what's about to jump off next. And lo and behold, 2 cars drove down the street and started firing and busting, shooting, busting at the crowd, busting, shooting, busting. We all hit the ground. We rolling, they're shooting. Another car comes up. They started shooting at the other cars. Mind you, brothers and sisters, this is family. Family. Right? Wow. Brothers and sisters, my boy that was with me said this is family. There was family shooting at one another. And here it is, it's supposed to have been a good time. Brothers and sisters, I come to find out later on that the fight was initiated from the same guy that was over there, down there, holding his cup, sipping on it, and his wickedness and his evilness. He initiated and started that fight between family. And all I can remember was those eyes of evil. Man. Brothers and sisters, this is where it get good. This is where it get good, right? I'm in the trap. Now, y'all know what the trap is. This is a long time ago, y'all. I'm sitting in the trap. And y'all already know. The same guy that started that thing, he ends up coming over there. And you already know, in the trap, you got the work. Video games. Hey, you already know what go down in the trap. Now, brothers and sisters, I was just over there. I was over there with the homies at that time. Just doing what guys do, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, brothers and sisters. He popped up over there, right? 2, 3 hours into it, whatever. We're all under the influence, inebriated, some high. Same guy said something to me, right? And I'm already under the influence. Been drinking a lot. I was drinking a lot that night. He said something to me. I said something back. And it escalated.